Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update for January 2nd through to January 9th. And Happy New Year to all. I am so excited to see what this week is going to bring as we start off this brand new chapter in 2023 and what these themes have in store for us. We have quite a few beautiful things to dive into today. But of course, before we begin, thank you to everybody who continues to support me and has had a beautiful impact on my life the past year in 2022, and I wanted to just express my gratitude. Thank you so much for whatever way you support me, whether it's listening to these readings, whether it's booking sessions, whether it's training and Reiki with me, whether it's just you are my friend and close loved one. I just want to say I appreciate all of you and thank you so much. As we closed out 2022, that was something I really felt I needed to express. So thank you. I am so grateful for each of you and your continued support into this next year. So with that, let's dive into these themes that we have. And before we really begin, I might have to take a couple breaks. I've noticed my throat a little bit scratchy this morning, so I will be perhaps sipping some tea as we go through. So just a little heads up if there's some pauses in between as we go through here. So this first one that we have is return to peace. So what gives you peace in your life and how can you do more of it? So this was a really huge theme that really wanted to present for us, is peace. So if you've noticed your life getting pretty chaotic the past while, and of course with all the celebrations and holidays and family time and plans that we've been making and having and experiencing in the past month even, we can notice our lives get pretty hectic, and as much fun as those celebrations can be, sometimes we can get worn out and tired, and perhaps we've had some clashes with people or just feeling a little worn out and drained. And what I'm hearing for us this week is it's super important to revitalize our energies and to really tap into that peace and calm, that tranquility that all of us are really needing. So what has been coming up for you in terms of chaos, of feeling life not supporting you, feeling alone, feeling unsafe? And I'm really hearing it's like, what are those things that disturb your peace? And they want us to start really taking account of what that looks like on a day-to-day basis. Like, is there certain things that you've been noticing are frustrating you, or there certain things that just aren't working out, or we're needing to force, or we're feeling tired, or we're feeling this disharmony? And we're really being called this week to get back into this alignment, getting back into this reminder of what could life be if it was peaceful, and how can we start making those course corrections to let go of any struggle and allow room for this ebb and flow, this harmony to really take place on a daily level. So what I wrote here was let go of struggle, allow room for the ebb and flow, allow stresses to dissipate. What would you do if these stressors or fears did not exist? So this was a huge question to start asking ourselves, especially this week. What would life look like if we didn't have this stress in our lives? What would life look like if we did have peace in a daily way? How would that change your earthly experience right now, your daily experience? And how can we really just abolish these stresses and fears? And it's like, allow yourself to go there, because a lot of times it's really hard for us to imagine life when we're so focused on, what's in front of us, the stress of the day, our work, our families, the rush, the go, go, go. And we forget and lose sight of our dreams of what life could be if we made these subtle changes. So what I'm really hearing, it's like, allow yourself to go there, to go to that experience. What would life be like if these stressors did not exist? If I could restore peace, how would that take place? what's standing in my way of that. And what I'm really hearing is like, take action on the answers that surface quickly and from the heart. So there was a strong message to actually meditate on that question. Imagine, daydream, meditate, allow yourself to really picture that and visualize that, and to follow through on what comes forward. So whatever that picture looks like, if you envision yourself doing something that you really love, or you envision yourself, meditating more, or whatever that visual that comes forward for you, or however those answers come forward, recognize them as what needs to really take place in your life. So what I was really seeing is somebody meditating, holding their heart, asking the questions, looking and experiencing that experience, and then really listening to those answers as they arise and surface right away and from the heart. So whatever answers come in quickly, whatever comes through simply, that is the divinely guided action to take. It's the minute that we allow our ego to come in and we start questioning, that's when we know that's from self. So that can really help us if we're unsure of how to really hear our soul or hear our heart or divine guidance. It's like any divine guidance that comes through is quick, easy, and simple. It's never complicated. It never questions. It's always direct. So be very mindful of those direct, simple answers that arise when you do this exercise, and follow through on that action. Okay. So from here, I have envision what peace would look like for you and how that changes the picture of your current reality and daily life. How can we course correct? And what they kind of showed me at this point was many of us pushing ourselves unnecessarily. So a lot of us falling back into these patterns of struggle and strive, pushing, really kind of going past our capacities. And what I was really seeing is a lot of us spreading ourselves too thin. So be very mindful of overworking, of getting enough rest, and how you can start surrendering more and letting go to that ebb and flow. So from here, it was like, how can we let go? How can we surrender? And what I was hearing is, if you struggle with this, if you get yourself feeling restless when you're even resting or taking a break, ask your guides to help you truly surrender and call in that assistance, because it can be hard. The other thing they're showing me is the nervous system here. So how is your nervous system? Is it geared in that survival mode where we're constantly the go, 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 the doer? Or have we trained ourselves to be that? And where do we need to support our nervous systems? Where do we need to perhaps do more meditation, take calming herbs, supportive adaptogens, things that can really nourish our body and help our nervous system get out of that fight or flight response, where we're actually able to rest, we're actually able to replenish ourselves and experience that peace in a daily level. So from there, I have do activities that help you also get out of your head and into your mind, and into a soul-based life. So this was very cool. It's like, what are our motivators? Where are we still stuck on that hamster wheel? Where do we need to slow down? Where can we start living that life that we all crave and desire, which is peace? When we really go to that truth, it's like we want to experience life on our terms. So how can we make that a reality right now? And I'm seeing this really come forward in the collective this week very strongly. So from there, we have living a soul-based life. So this beautiful theme here. What does that look like? Okay, so once again, we need to do this deeper introspective work. What does that look like? What does my soul really desire? What does my soul want to do in this earthly experience? And how can I surrender to those changes and transformations in life to help me really get to this space of living from that space? So what does living a soul-based life look like for you? And how aligned is your current reality? So once more, in this Mercury retrograde period that we're in, we're really being shown where we need to course correct. And once again, this is a loving thing. So never be fearful of this time. Really allow yourself to flow with this experience and allow yourself to have this honest look at what we're truly doing in everyday life, and if that's really aligning with these goals that we have, with our soul, with this set intention of becoming more harmonized and in alignment with who we are truly. So what I'm really hearing is like, get clarity around what your soul really wants to do in this life and how we can align more with the soul truth. So once again, what needs to be rearranged or course corrected to harmonize within your soul's wisdom? Drop into the heart and listen. So huge highlight on becoming a better listener this week. I'm seeing a lot of us be really good at helping other people, being that light worker, being that person that takes initiative and helps other people. But now we are learning how to receive help ourselves. Now we are learning how to cultivate a deep listening and really cultivating this quality. So how well do you listen? How well do you receive? How well and how often are you checking in with yourself and your higher self and that innate wisdom from your divine essence? Because once again, I'm seeing a lot of us get caught up in our earthly experience where we're forgetting our spiritual side. We're forgetting that we have this part of the divine within us. We are part of that divine oneness. So it's like, how can I remember to tap in? How can I remember that all the answers actually reside within me? Because I'm seeing so many of us seek outside of ourselves, and this is where we're really needing to course correct. You know, what has my soul been telling me, and where have I been ignoring and taking for granted my soul's inner wisdom? And to recognize that anything that we're searching for outside of us, we have to start from within. You know, so what is it that I can give myself right now? And how can I stop procrastinating? So this is a really cool theme as well, was this theme of procrastination. Usually we procrastinate something because it's uncomfortable, because we don't actually want to sit with that feeling, that emotion, or what we have to do. And so I'm seeing a lot of us once again get caught up in this energy of procrastinating, and procrastinating specifically our inner work. And with that, this is what's really coming forward. So it's like, call yourself out on procrastinating, call yourself out on this, and really be mindful. Why am I procrastinating? Is there something I really need to look at in honest truth? And how can I have the courage to go deeper and really understand what this is that needs healing now? What has been showing up in my life? What has been honestly frustrating me, making me angry, making me feel hurt or triggered? And it's like, how can we stop ignoring the problem? Because what we resist persists. So really take advantage of these current energies of real shadow work and honesty, and apply that to yourself right now, because this is the perfect time for us to do this healing and really get clear on what we want and what we no longer want to experience. And it's important that we do this right now so we don't start manifesting more things and more experiences that cause deeper healing to happen later. This is where the time to do it. So I'm really hearing, relax into the process, do that inner work. And once again, they're showing me this process doesn't need to be hard. So shift your perspectives to, oh, this is going to be grueling, this is going to be so terrible, this is going to be hard, because those are the energies we consistently procrastinate and want to shy away from and not experience. But what they're saying is like, what if your healing was in fact liberating, which we really know it is. When we heal and when we get that clarity, we feel so much better. So it's like, the more you resist the deeper healing and resist the truth and deny it, it's like the more we're in suffering. So it's like we're the driver's seat, okay? We're in the driver's seat of our lives. We are responsible for how we live this life. So if we forget or if we ignore the problem, this is going to continue that suffering and propel that energy outward, which is what we don't want. So what I'm really hearing, it's like, take responsibility, own this time of healing, and recognize that when you do this, it's actually very rewarding, and stop viewing things in such a negative way. What if healing was easy? What if healing freed you? You know, we don't always have to be crying on a bathroom floor. That's not always what healing looks like. You know, so with that, it's like, don't be afraid to go into your deeper healing again, because I'm seeing a lot of us be like, enough, I'm done, I'm at my limit, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm seeing some of us kind of give up. And it's like, don't give up, because it's like you're almost there. And that's what they're showing me, is this cycle is so close to ending. And there's so many of us who we're tired because we're seeing how this isn't working anymore. We're tired because we're consistently staying on the hamster wheel, and they're really showing us like, no, now we're learning how to step off that, how to start living an aligned, harmonized life that is ease and grace, that is peaceful, that is everything that we deserve. And I'm really hearing, don't give up. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling worn out, honor your needs. You know, that can be as simple as doing that self-care, what really nurtures yourself. And they're really showing me, be very mindful of where you're being mirrored that in your life. If you see others and they're not taking care of themselves, it's like, oh, how can I take that as a mirror of myself? Because everything in life reflects our actual inner world. So it's like, where am I not doing that? And really take that to heart and make those course corrections, because I'm hearing it's super important we do it now so we don't continue the cycle, okay? So don't give up. Know that things are changing. Okay, I'm just going to take a sip of my tea here. Okay, thank you. So drop into the heart and really cultivate those listening skills. You know, what do I need to do to live a more aligned life? What do I need to do to really listen to the wisdom of my soul and stop ignoring what important downloads are there? Okay, because I'm hearing when we start cultivating this listening, we're able to really tap in and really get the guidance and the clarity that we need. Okay, so be very mindful. So how often do you commune with your heart? Okay, this is another thing they're really showing me, is a lot of us have closed off our hearts. We've separated ourselves from our hearts. We're all in our head energy, and this disconnects the throat chakra. So when we think about the chakra that is between the head and the heart, that's the throat. And it's like, how can I honestly and truthfully look at where I've disconnected? And so if a lot of you have been having throat chakra issues, it's like, where am I not being honest? Where is there truth that needs to come to light? Where am I needing to connect more with this heart energy and the head? Where, how can I harmonize these chakras so I'm truly seeing clearly the truth for what it is? Okay, so once again, when we listen to the heart, it's like, really understand what new ideas, what information, what wisdom has been coming up for me recently. Because I'm seeing the heart really whisper to us, and it's like giving us this guidance and wisdom consistently. But once again, when we're cut off from it, we don't hear it. So what I'm hearing, it's like, be mindful of those subtle things that start coming in this week. So what have I been feeling an urge to do? What little whispers of guidance have I received, but I haven't really taken seriously? It's like, how can we start taking those things seriously? So can you listen and answer the call of your heart? So once again, I'm seeing many of us ignoring soul-based information and divinely guided ideas. So it's like, take action. You know, what are the signs around you? What synchronicities have been taking place? What inklings have you been getting? And how can you start trusting that and stop second-guessing yourself and stop second-guessing the universe and its guidance for you? Okay, so what have you been thinking of recently? And how can you start having the courage to step out of your comfort zone and even try new things. So if you've been getting this inkling to try, book a session or book a class or do a workshop or try some totally new form of art or creativity, whatever that is that's coming up for you, really listen to that. It's time to really get real with ourselves and go, oh, maybe I really need to free myself and let myself trust those inner callings. Because once again, it's like when we're living a soul-based life, we're learning to listen to the intuition that we have. We're no longer procrastinating it. We're no longer ignoring it. We're living a soul-based life. So it's like what feels good is good. What feels right is right. And how can we start really taking action in this, okay? Because once again, I always get this expression, no more dilly-dallying, okay? And so with that, it's like, where are we dilly-dallying? Where are we holding ourselves back from doing things we actually know would be good for us or know we would enjoy? And how can we start creating that life and getting out of that victim role where it's like, oh, everything happens to me. I can't do anything because of this situation or that or this person or that. It's like, no, how can I get rid of the excuses and start living life on my terms? How can I start living authentically? Okay, so important. This is all to free us, okay? So really utilize these energies, this work to align your life, okay? So out of that, we have this beautiful theme of sidestepping the ego, okay? So we're learning to do things our way from the soul space. So with that, we have to allow that space for the truth and seeing life in its entirety, not for how we wish it or what makes us comfortable. So that's the job of the ego. It protects us. It keeps us safe in the familiar, even if that situation is no good for us. We keep staying because that's what we know. And to step out of that feels wrong, feels scary, feels unknown. But the more we start recognizing that when we do step out of these patterns and what is familiar, the more we open up to an aligned life, the more we open up to the opportunities that we've actually been wanting and asking for. And once again, they're like, what if all the opportunities and all of the beauty that you've been seeking for years has been there all along, but you haven't had the courage to take that step out of that zone of what's familiar? And it's like, so stop. So what I'm really hearing is like, stop the train of thought and stop the cycle of expecting the worst and start getting excited about life again. Get excited about the possibilities that await you and what goodness could be there. So it's like, once again, we have to stop fearing life. We have to start embracing life with that appropriate expectation where it's like, okay, life is always going to be life. There's going to be the ebb and flow. There's going to be good times. There's going to be challenges, because that's what we're here to experience, and we're human. We have to stop thinking that we will protect ourselves from making mistakes when we stay small, because the fact of the matter is that could be the one thing that's holding us back from becoming great, becoming the leader of our lives, becoming empowered by life. So they're really showing a lot of us giving our power away because of fearing life. And instead, we need to now choose consciously where we're directing our energies and choose life to be that supportive energy for us. And that's what empowers us. So I'm seeing a lot of us needing to, cultivate more of this standpoint where life actually supports me. Life wants me to succeed. I'm strong. I am powerful. I'm seeing the use of affirmations be so uplifting for us. And once again, we hear this all the time. Do your affirmations. They're good for you. They're blah, blah, blah. But how often do we actually do them? How often do we actually partake in good quality thoughts and positive, reinforcing, empowering thoughts and words and deeds for ourselves in comparison to the opposite? So it's like on an everyday level, what are we thinking? What are we feeling? What are we telling ourselves? And how can we sidestep the ego and recognize the truth? oh, this pattern ain't good for me anymore. I don't want to stay in this belief that I can't do it. I'm afraid that I won't succeed. It's like, choose different. Watch how when you sidestep what's comfortable and we get out of that comfort zone, how things shift for you, how you start believing in yourself, how your confidence grows. And all that comes down to you and what you're consciously choosing every day. So what I'm seeing is with these affirmations and the encouragement with that, it's like those affirmations are going to help reprogram the brain. So even on that subconscious level, we start taking control of our beliefs and how we take forward action. So really do that. Put the emotion behind them. So don't just say things to say them because you mean them. So start affirmations from that space. What resonates with me right now? Do I believe what I'm saying? Because once again, we need that affirmation to land in your heart, not just be said and rolled off the tongue. So what do you genuinely believe? And how can you choose affirmations that are truthful, okay? Because all of this week is about really seeing things as they are. So as an example, and I think I mentioned this, I don't know if it was in my podcast or if it was in this reading, I forget, but how we need to say things we really, really resonate with. So if we believe we're unlovable, then saying, I love myself might not feel genuine at first. So start off with something you do believe is lovable about yourself. What do you actually love about yourself? You could start as simple as, I love my smile. And if you genuinely believe that, then that love's going to come in, that energy is going to come and go like, yeah, you do. You have a beautiful smile. And it's like that allows that energy to come in, that emotion to come in and bolster those affirmations. So really be mindful of what you're saying and connecting to it emotionally, okay? It makes such a difference. So back to this sidestepping of the ego, I'm going to read my notes here. The universe is going to be giving us profound awakenings and downloads, helping us come out of the shadow into the light. Expect wake-up calls and give yourself perspective to see the bigger picture of your life and allow room for those improvements. So what I'm really seeing here is we are going to be going through a lot of spiritual awakenings. And so it's like little ones, big ones, transformation is here, transformation is coming, we're healing big time. And with that, we need to allow this process to unfold, okay? So definitely expect change, expect where things need to course correct to come up for you. And it's like, allow yourself to be in that process and not become a victim to circumstance. Because a lot of times when these things come up, we can easily revert to our old self, our old ways, and react from that space. But what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and being shown, it's like, take a step back, get that larger perspective, choose not to react, and to allow yourself to really observe the events that are surfacing for you. And what they're showing me is when we get that expansive view of what happens in life, when we start getting that expansive perspective, it's like, oh, I can start seeing now where I need to course correct, how this event, this wake-up call has given me more perspective to where I need to stop and where I need to make change, okay? So once again, we have these options. We can allow things to disempower us, or we can allow them to empower us. And the choice, once again, is solely yours alone. So with this, I'm hearing, where do we need to take on more of this goddess energy? And it was really interesting. I kept seeing Isis with this. So the goddess Isis is such an empowering feminine energy. So I'm really seeing some of us need to connect with her energy this week. So definitely do that. And I really was hearing, embrace that goddess energy. What would a goddess do? What would the ruler of their life do? What would a very empowered person do? What would someone who loved themselves do? Really start taking on these perspectives. And from there, where do I now need to take better care? Where do I need to take more responsibility? So I am seeing us really get some awareness on the physical, mental, and emotional levels, really all of our levels of self this week. So it's like if things start creeping up for you, if you're noticing your body kind of slow down, or you're noticing illness, or you're noticing, mental decline, if you're noticing depression, all of those things I'm seeing us need to get this awareness of and really take the driver's seat in these things as well. So where do I need to take better care of myself? So embracing this divine feminine energy, once again, nurturing ourselves, allowing ourselves to put in the proper boundaries and to take what we need. So once again, I'm seeing this very strong highlight on what is it that I need every day, and how can I put in the boundaries that I need to make sure my needs are actually met, okay? So once again, if we notice physical decline, okay, well, where am I overdoing it? Where am I stretching myself too thin? Where have I been failing to eat well, to exercise, to really take care of my body? What is it I'm lacking? What is it I'm needing? And how can I take ownership and responsibility and now meet those needs, okay? And then mentally and emotionally, okay, have I been feeling low? Have I been feeling depressed? What can I do to make the change? What help do I need to seek out? Do I need to start getting real and honest about how I'm feeling? And how can I start speaking my needs, putting in those boundaries to make sure that I am prioritizing my mental and emotional well-being? Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of us needing to speak up. There's a huge emphasis on boundaries and clear communication this week. So where do we need to put in better boundaries? Where do we need to voice our needs? And I'm seeing a lot of us actually just need to talk about what we're going through. So perhaps with a good therapist, perhaps with a good trusted friend, perhaps with a healer, any of those people that you feel a calling to right now. I'm really seeing take the action and speak your truth. And that really helps clear the throat chakra, because I'm seeing a lot of us, once again, be stuck in this toxic pattern that we need to be independent, that we need to do everything alone, and we can't tell other people what we're going through and experiencing. So once again, where can we free ourselves in that? Where can we start speaking up and letting people know what we're going through and release, okay? Because I'm really seeing a lot of us need to release. A lot of us perhaps need to cry. A lot of us needing to let things out instead of letting them fill and store and feel like we're an inconvenience to others, okay? So really start taking the initiative. Is there someone I can call? Is there someone I trust that I can have a conversation with? Do I need advice? Do I need help? Okay, so take the initiative this week. And that goes for physical needs too. I'm actually hearing for some of you, chiropractic care is needed. A spa day is needed. Okay, like massage, these kind of things I'm seeing aren't pampering their needs. Okay, so once again, get a better perspective of where you've actually taken away the importance of caring for your body. So many times when we hear someone who took a spa day, we're like, wow, that's such a luxury. That sounds so nice. And we put this judgment on like, that's a luxury. It's like, well, actually, when you take a spa day and you allow yourself to relax completely, and I'm not saying you have to go and spend a bunch of money or do that. You can do a spa day at home, right? There's so many ways you can do it. But it's like, when did self-care become a luxury? And are you still viewing self-care that way? And if so, how can we change the perspective from luxury to need? This is me meeting my needs. Looking after myself is a need. It is not a luxury. Okay, so once again, where do we need to start changing our perspectives? Woo, this is coming in really hard. Okay, so with that, I'm getting a no nonsense vibe. So it's like, where do we need to stop making excuses and start taking care? Okay, because no matter what, we need our body. We need our vehicle that transports this beautiful soul. We need to take care of it. It's the only one we have in this incarnation. So where do you need that wake-up call? Make sure you don't wait until something bad happens to make the change. Okay, so I'm really hearing, listen, and meet your needs. Okay, so very strong energy here of taking care. Okay. So from there, we have this theme of reconciliation of the past and release. So this theme of boundaries and communication comes in again, and this need to meet our own needs once more comes through here. So I'm seeing a lot of people have the past brought up for themselves, have old revisiting hurts and wounds surface. And it's also, we can purge and heal, okay? So really recognize where this is coming in, and once again, become the leader of your life and go, okay, where have I partaken in this enough? Where do I need to now release, let go, and free myself so I can move forward? Okay, so a lot of healing energies coming in. And once again, do not go into toxic positivity. Allow yourself to feel how you feel and really address these wounds as they come up. Sorry, I'm going to take another sip here. Okay, so with that, how can I once again really be present with my needs, with what's surfacing now? And I'm seeing this harmonizing come in. So it's like, how can I now look at my past with the perspectives of oneness, bringing forward harmonization and peace? Okay, so once again, coming full circle back to our original theme here of the week, peace, tranquility, harmony. So once again, instead of rehashing the hurts and rehashing the pain, it's like, feel those things, but come in with this goal to heal. Come in with this perspective of liberating yourself, of harmonizing things, so the past no longer holds this power and pain over you. You are now in the control and in the driver's seat. And I'm seeing this shift of gratitude come in, where it's like, okay, now once again, I'm getting this bigger picture of life and seeing how things actually happened for me to help propel me to where I needed to be, where I am now. And we're taking this total 360 of how we view our past and how that now can change to a beautiful perspective. So it's like, once again, really be mindful of where we need to make those course corrections in our perspective. And with that, I'm seeing once again, we might have some conflicts and some discrepancies when it comes to our relationships this week. And this all is falling under this energy of reconciliation, okay? And I'm actually seeing this harmonizing come in even with our relationships with money and finance this week. So where have things gone wrong? Where have we gone wrong in the past? And what needs to change? Because we've blossomed into this version of self that now is going to provide, meet, and care for our needs. That's now going to recognize its deservingness, the needs that you have, and that you are safe and protected. So once again, I'm really seeing these things shift in our attitudes when it comes to money, when it comes to our relationships. So how can I change these areas in my life to things that happen for me? And how can I once again take the driver's seat and see the gift and the hidden lesson with all of these maybe presumed setbacks? So even with conflicts or discrepancies that might arise this week, really understand why these things are coming up and happening for you, where we need to perhaps work on our boundaries, where we need to clearly communicate our needs, and ensuring that those boundaries remain strong, okay? And once again, with money, I'm seeing a lot of us spend it or feel uncomfortable with holding money because of this held belief that we don't deserve it, or other people deserve it more than ourselves. And understanding how this really is sabotaging meeting our own needs and safety. Because when we do this and we spend it and we get rid of it and we put it away or whatever the case may be, it's like we're not creating that safety and stability for ourselves. We're denying ourselves that need. So once again, where do we need to course correct, and where do we need to say, actually, I deserve to be safe. I deserve to feel protected. I deserve to meet my needs, even in these understandings of money, okay? And once more, they're saying, don't obsess about these things. If a conflict arises, if a money thing happens, if, you get all of a sudden this unexpected bill or whatever this is, recognize those triggers and recognize them as alarm bells for healing, okay? Where do I need to release old programs? Where do I need to now reinforce the new ones, the ones that really meet my needs, the ones that are sustainable, that give me that step up into the life and version of self that I want to be, okay? And what I'm hearing is a lot of us with this, we begin to dissolve a lot of guilt and regret from the past. We begin to dissolve a lot of pain and fear that previously we were projecting out into the future, out into our worlds. And it's like we begin to really live in faith, in trust. And it's like, okay, I know I'm going to be protected. I know I'm safe because I'm stepping up and meeting these needs now. I'm stepping up, putting the proper boundaries in place. I'm going to take control of how I view my past so it no longer holds the power over me. And it's like I can now recognize and fulfill my true potential because I see my worth and value. And we're seeing the gift of the present as well. So a lot of times I'm seeing some of us fall into this perspective when things happen. We're just looking at the negative and going, oh my gosh, this always happens. This is what life will always be. We're waiting for that other true shoe to drop. And then when it does, we're getting totally focused once again on what's wrong in life and what's happening to us. And it's like, once again, be in that and own that. Be like, okay, that really sucked. Okay, I didn't want that to happen. But once again, how can I now see the gift of what has happened? And how can I now, once again, go, okay, I'm not going to let this disturb my peace. I'm not going to let this disrupt my harmony that I'm creating in my life. I'm going to not let this knock me down or keep me small. I'm going to continue to choose me. I'm going to continue to commit. I am going to allow myself to transform and use my inner compass and trust my inner guidance system, my wisdom, my divinity to keep leading me forward. And this is what creates this totally new chapter, this fresh start. And I know it's hard because with this new year, we're starting it off in Mercury retrograde. So a lot of us are like, yay, new year. And then it's like, oh, I'm getting hit with a lot of healing still. And I'm getting hit with things I don't like. And that make me uncomfortable. And here I just wanted this fresh start. But what we're realizing now, it's like, no, you are giving a fresh start right now. And it's what we choose consciously each day and how we choose to react to situations. And we're given this opportunity to step in our power this week like perhaps we've never before. And I'm seeing such a huge shift when we choose to choose ourselves, when we choose to create peace no matter what. We choose to stay in a high vibration despite the low vibrations around us. And I'm seeing so much beauty come in with this. I'm seeing so much healing that happens with our loved ones, with our relationships, and this reconciliation of the past. And we're really putting these final things to rest when we do this work. So don't skip over the details. Don't ignore these energies this week, however they come forward for you. Set the intention now that whatever comes forward for you is going to happen for you, and you're going to remain in your power. And I'm seeing so many guys want to come in to support us in this new endeavor, in this new adventure for life. And once again, they're like, don't lose your joy, don't lose your excitement, because so much is happening to help us. Oh, that's so funny. So right when I said that, I pulled the Ascended Masters card. So that's beautiful. These are our highly enlightened beings that actually ascended and transcended because they were at such a profound spiritual level in their earthly existence. And I'm serving this card, it serves as a reminder to us, and that's what I'm really picking up. It's like, remember, you too can transcend. You too can ascend to that level of consciousness, of oneness, of love, of empowerment, and live that soul-based life every day if you so choose it. So once again, the power is in your hands. And know that these beautiful beings of love and light are here to support you through that journey. So whoever you feel called to work with this week, really work with them. Whoever you need help from, call them in. And I'm specifically seeing Kuan Yin at the moment, so helping us with forgiveness, with compassion, with love, unconditional love. And I'm really just seeing, really allow yourself to accept things so you can move forward and live that love-based life. Absolutely amazing. So our last theme of the day is celebrations. And what I actually heard was happily ever afters. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because a lot of times when we hear that statement, once again, oh, it's a fairy tale. It's something that's not attainable, right? We write that off as pure fiction, as Disney, all of that. But it's like, what if we started believing in a happily ever after, that life can continue to be happy, that we can celebrate life no matter what, and it's really taking on this beautiful perspective. And so once again, I wrote here, seeing the full story of life with pride. So as we review the past this week, as we look back on things that perhaps we've come through, it's like, honor that journey and have that pride in self. You can do hard things. Look at all you've come through. Look at how you've triumphed over all those challenges, and you're still here. And once again, I see this bolstering of faith, because it's like, wow, I did do that. Even when I thought I couldn't, even when all the odds were stacked against me, I'm still here. I'm still here. I've still made it. And it brings a lot of emotion as I say that, because it's like, own that. You are amazing, and don't forget your worth. Don't forget the value you hold. Don't forget your strength and your resiliency against any challenge, and to know you can. You can do this, okay? Whatever it is you want to do, whatever that soul, that heart of yours wants to do, ignite the flame, ignite the passion. Become so fixated that you will succeed, that you do. No matter what, believe in yourself, commit to your journey, and you will never regret it. And I'm really seeing this come full circle this week, where it's like, begin to celebrate it. So celebrate your success, celebrate your little wins, celebrate life itself, because it's beautiful and it's happening all around you right now. And it's like, acknowledge that strength and wisdom you have, because you can do this. Once again, you can do this. And when you're feeling low, tell yourself that. Remind yourself, I can do this. And you will be amazed at what you begin to do from here. So my friends, that ends today's weekly reading. What an amazing reading it is. I really hope a lot of this helps you this week as we begin to move into these energies. And please know you are always supported. You are never alone in this journey, okay? So if you feel alone, please reach out, okay? Please book those self-care sessions. If you need advice, if you need guidance, please know I am here for you, okay? Because I too am going through all of these things as well. So it's like, if you need someone, please connect with me. I would love to help you. And if not me, find those people you resonate with. Find those loved ones around you and surround yourself with that support. You deserve it, okay? I really felt called to say that. So I'm sending each of you so much love and light, and best of luck as we go into this week. Once again, I know you can do it. Much love, my friends, and have a beautiful and blessed week. Bye.